It started with the flights, bro. Okay. I flew there. Okay, so I had a connecting flight from like to LA, right? I had to stop in goddamn Arizona. So it was like I stopped there and then I flew from there to Cali, right? But I was in business class for this trip because here's the thing. I do not like riding in first class or business class for flights in America because it's usually like very whatever. It's like a scam in my opinion. But that was the only option left because apparently there's no available like seats or something for the times that I wanted to there were no available times that were convenient for me to be able to like fly at the time because like I had to fly out there after I did my Dolcomi segment and panel, right? So I had to like as soon as I finished that, I was like, okay, I gotta get my shit done in like a couple hours and then start like flying all the way out there. So I was like, no, yeah. That was like my only option. Here's what happened. I like getting a particular like I got to choose my seat, right? Hold on, I could pull out the Microsoft Paint to like illustrate it to you guys, just so you can understand a little bit better. Hold on a second. Okay, yeah. This will be my little whiteboard for right now. All right. So you have the plane. This is like the aisle. You have seats, bro. Right? I think it's like this. Something like this. It's like seats next to each other like this in business class. And then right over here, right? Is like the boundary line over here. And then this is like oh shit, wait. This is where like economy class is. So I'm where eco is right there. This is where I was sitting, like right here. Yeah? Like I was sitting there. Yeah? And I chose my seat pretty early, like at least early enough, where like there was a couple or like a few seats that were like not taken and stuff like that. And I like this seat in particular because it's up against the back. Because here, if I sat anywhere like around here or here or here or here, people would be able to see what's on my phone while I'm like scrolling through Twitter or like just messaging people. I really don't like that because like you can kind of see easily from behind if you want to be snoopy and stuff like that. And also here, I just like feeling secure. Like I like sitting up against like something that guards me. I think it's just like a comfort thing, it's like a little bit psychological. Like if I sat in this back seat and stuff like that, right there in particular, I just feel like more at ease. I guess it's just comfortable, you know what I mean? So that's like my favorite. That was like my favorite area, and I wanted to sit there. If I was in economy, right, they have like seats that are usually like this, right, and eventually you get to like an exit aisle here. I would have been sitting like right here if I was in economy or something like that. But again, there was like no seats like that. So I decided, I'll just take that. This when I flew to Arizona, this guy, like a dad or like some kind of old man was sitting next to me, right? And he said, "Hey, fella, you wouldn't mind switching with my wife up there, would you? We got separated." And I was like, okay, you know what? Sure, I get it. That's fine. Kind of sucks that I didn't get to sit in my own seat, but I'm cool with that, right? So I make my way all the way to the front. The area I didn't want to sit the most because I don't like really being in the front for like this area. It's just like, literally everyone sees you and then like the fucking it's really noisy in this area because all the flight attendants are right here. Yeah, all the flight attendants are over here doing their work and stuff like that, so they can see me. So I'm in this seat right over here, right? I got moved because I was like, okay, sure, he wants to sit with his wife, right? I get that. You know what? If I were here on a flight with my friend and we got separated, I'd wanna sit with my friend as well, right? So I empathize with him. So I got this seat right here. This one, yeah. And I sat there for the main of the flight, yeah. And then yep, they got this seat back here. Cool, good for them. But then when I landed in Arizona, I was gonna fly to LA, right? Remember, this was the Arizona flight. Okay? I get to the LA flight, right? From Arizona, okay? And I end up getting, I booked the seat. So I booked the seat again earlier on. And I was like, okay, finally. Get to sit in my seat, right? And this time, an older lady shows up and sits next to me, right? This time it wasn't a man, it was like a lady. Yeah. And then she's like, excuse me, would you mind switching seats with my husband? Right? And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. There's no way this is happening again. But in my head, I'm like, okay, sure. I mean, it's only a 2-hour flight from here to LA, so it's probably not that bad. I don't have to do, it's not gonna be like that annoying this time. Sure, I'll switch with you, right? Conveniently, is this seat too. It was the same seat up here. This particular one, the one I hate the most, right? Her husband, this is a different couple, by the way. This is not the same couple, right? The husband was sitting up here, so I swapped with him. And what do you know? I end up sitting in the same spot as I did last time. I'm like, cool. Got a little scammed, I feel like, because, you kind of pay for choosing the seat, right? But then, guess what? Yeah, so this is during the flight to LA. My flight back home, right? My flight back home, and this is like considering like I told you guys, after the trip, I was already like tired and stressed. I'm like, I just want one good thing. I just want something. Like, I don't really want to. So I'm sitting in this seat again. Poor little Shoto got this seat. This is back home from LA to home. Yeah. I get this seat. And guess what? An older man shows up to me, and I'm like, oh, here we go, not again, right? I hope this is. So I pretend to close my eyes. I put on my AirPods, preemptively expecting this. I put on my AirPods, pretended I was asleep, because surely the guy doesn't interrupt me when I'm trying to sleep. He interrupts me while I'm trying to sleep. He taps my shoulder and shakes me, right? And I'm just like, oh, fuck it. And then I was like, hello, do you need anything? And he's like, hey, would you mind if, you can see where this goes. Would you mind if you swap with my wife? We got, the wrong seats. We booked late. Could you be a cool, could you be a cool guy and do this little favor for us, right? And bro, this was at the end of the day. I was tired as fuck. It was like 11 p.m. at night, right? And this was like after that drunk stream with Foolish and everybody. So I was like recovering a little bit from after the drunkiness, and I was just like, okay, sure. Yeah, I don't mind. We'll swap. It happened 3 times! And I said yes 3 times. And they were all boomers, bro. Oh. I was like, bro, I just wanted to relax because this was a direct flight back home, right? There's no connecting flight. This is going to be like a 5 to 6 hour flight back home. And I just wanted to sleep in the comfort of the chair I selected, right? Because like I didn't get to sit here at all during any of my flights. I always swapped because I wanted to be nice, right? Because at the same time, because I empathized with the fact that these couples, they booked late. Sure, that's on them. But at the same time, they probably want to talk with each other and stuff like that, right? Or be in each other's company. So I'm like, you know what? I don't have anyone in my life, but like at the same time, I really wanted my seat, you know? So what do you know? Guess what seat his wife was in? This one right here. Yep. The one I hate the most. The same exact one. 3 times in a row. 3 times the same seat. So, the boy Shoto ended up over here again. Yay. Yippee. It's great. Awesome. Awesome. And it's also because the bathroom's right here too, right? There's like the bathroom and all the flight attendants are over here doing their work, so it's a little noisy and they're talking and stuff. And then like people walk over here to use the bathroom. It's just like, and then there's a person right here and it's like not that comfortable. So I'm very exposed to a lot of things. On the airplane, this is like probably one of the worst areas you could be in my opinion, because it's just like there's people over here too, right? That can see you and like perceive you. People behind you that can perceive you. There's people over here that can perceive you easily as well, right? And then the random ass person sitting next to me that I don't fucking know who that is. And the flight attendants, right? So you're just like exposed to a lot of things. And it's just like, this is the shit I think about whenever, you know, I get like a seat selection. At least if I'm right here, right? If I get this seat somehow, the only things that are perceiving me is this person right here. And that's it. That's literally it. This is like one of my favorite areas. If I were to like, you know, be on a flight. So yeah, it started there with the flights being a little sucky. Direct access to the toilet. Well, I didn't even need to use the toilet. So I think next time I'm just gonna say no, right? I think I've been nice enough. There's only so many times I can be like, I've swapped this. I should have just said, you know what I should have said? I said, hey, listen, man, I had a long day. I had a pretty rough weekend as well. I just want to sit in my seat, and I've already swapped like twice before this flight, you know? But again, I always kept thinking about the fact that what would I want if I was in his situation? I would want the person to swap. Because they want to talk with, he wants to talk with his wife. They want to talk with their, you know, friends and their loved ones, I guess. But, ugh. It kind of ruined my mood on the way back home, to be honest. I hated that shit. So yeah, don't do what I do as much. Maybe you could do like once or twice, right? And then after then, okay, I've done my good deed as much for now. I'm like, I kept thinking, look, here's the thing. At some point, I think the second time or the first time, the third time this didn't even cross my mind, but the first couple of times I was like, what would Himmel, the hero, do here? Right? And I hate that I thought about that. That fucking anime infected my brain. Himmel would give up his seat for the boomer couple. Yeah. I'm just no, it sucked, man. I'm so tired of like I don't think the next time, at least for the next time, I'll respectfully decline. And then after that, you know, maybe I can we'll see if I feel nice. Yeah, we'll see. This should have been you, bro. Wait, someone sent a TikTok. Let me see. What is this? Why do y'all have like TikToks for everything? What is this? Hold on, let me see.
Excuse me, do you mind if we switch seats so my family can sit all together?
No, we don't switch.
Because when we booked, they didn't have 3 together.
Ma'am, your poor planning does not constitute an emergency for me. You'll see him in Paris. Go sit down.
Excuse
I guess
me.
that did. Okay, I don't know why you had that, bro. I don't know. I just don't know why you had that, but like, yeah, I guess I could have been mean. Yeah, honestly, it's on them. It's literally on them. You know what? You're right. It's their poor planning. It's their fault. But they pulled my heartstrings because they're like, oh, my wife, oh, my husband, I would like to sit next to him. I'm like, God damn it, bro. God damn it. But what would Himmel do? Shut up. I know. They farmed me, bro. They farmed kindness content off of me. And then at least they should have like pulled out the phone and been like, oh, why did you decide to switch seats with me today? At least they could have gotten like some likes and some YouTube subs off of that, right? But no. They should have farmed the kindness content. Damn it. Okay, anyways, They can't handle one flight alone. They could have talked later. Yeah, you know what? They could have they could have handled it, right? And talked later. That would have been fine. It wasn't that, especially for the flight from Arizona to LA, right? That was only a 2-hour flight. Bro, you're going to see your husband in like 2 hours. It's fine. You can talk without him for like 2 hours at least. Let me just enjoy my bit of peace in this one spot so I don't get perceived at all. But all the other flights, like, it was a little bit more understandable, but still, I just want to be mean and like say no once. Because again, this seat sucks, man. This is like literally, does everybody agree? Everybody agree? Like, this seat right here, yeah? It's probably one of the worst seats you could probably choose because like there's just so much happening, especially since you're in front of the bathroom and there's like, there's just so much people perceiving you. For privacy, you don't really mind? Well, here's the thing, okay? I like my privacy. I am somebody that like really relishes and wants like my comfort. Like I love comfort and privacy a lot like that too, right? And just not having people look over at me all the time and stuff. I think you can understand. And the leg room, this was business class on an American domestic flight. There's plenty of leg room. Trust me. This was not an economy flight. Economy was like back here. I would have taken this if they had any seats, like, you know, like back here or something like that, right? Near like the exit aisle, but no, they didn't. So unlucky. Let's buy a plane. How about that? You know what? Hey, you guys want to buy me a plane? Sure. Buy me a whole ass plane so I never have to deal with this situation again. That's the or I just buy out all the seats. Yeah, you guys want to buy out all the seats for me every single time I fly? Thank you. That'd be so funny, right? I wonder if anyone's done that. They just like bought all the seats particularly for like this zone so like nobody else could sit there.